One important thing I want to discuss in this time together is the emotional side of buying a home. I'm standing in a courtyard that I helped build with my own hands. I love it here. And I sit out here in the afternoons and in the mornings. And a place like this can really affect your buying decision. Let's face it, we all get caught up in the dream. And home ownership is a dream. But there's a bit of caution here to not let your emotions run wild. Oftentimes, we dream longer and bigger than we really need to at the first look at a home. I personally think location is much more important than the paint color or even the layout. If you think about the things that you can and cannot change, I want you to make good decisions by removing some of the emotional impact of walking through a home. Yes, it is a place you will call home, but home is where the heart is. So when you're buying a home, I want you to make good decisions, and if emotion takes over, sometimes financial takes a back seat. In my life and in my family's life, I've been married 32 years. We've grown 2 wonderful children, and they are now out buying homes, as we talked about. But each home we purchased had a purpose. And your first home may not necessarily be the home you raise your children in, or your second home may not necessarily be exactly what you hoped it to be. So when we're talking about a home, I want you to think of it as a house. I want you to think of it as an investment. Think of housing like a ladder. When I bought my first condo, it was only 600 square feet. I knew I wasn't going to live there for long, but it really worked out, and it was a stepping stone. And one of the hardest things to do in buying your first home, it's kind of like test driving that first car. They put you in that car for a reason. They walk you through the home for a reason. But I want you to take a step back and know that emotion, yes, is a valid and important thing, but one of the things we're going to learn in this time together is distance to work. How stable is this neighborhood? How long will I be here? Do I expect to live in this home for a year or 10 years? What am I attempting to accomplish with this home purchase? Let me share another example with you about how emotion plays into home buying. So kind of like when you're looking for a job, you remember those days, you put out 50 resumes and you may get 10 calls and do a couple of interviews. Same thing with home buying. You might love 10 houses and be late to the party. It's already under contract. Or maybe emotionally, you weren't ready to put in an offer. So emotions play into house buying, even more so than job searching. So if you've been on an emotional roller coaster and you're tuning in now to find out, hey, am I doing something wrong? You're not. You're going to learn that this is probably, in fact, I hear one of the highest stress-related events of your life. But stick with it. I know there's a home for you. I would love to say keep emotion out of it, but the truth is emotion is very much tied to this decision. And if you've been one who's been beat out on price multiple times, or you're just frustrated to the point you're going to give up, don't. I'm here to help you. In fact, there's clever ways to buy a home that you may not have thought about. We're going to discuss those.